Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream here today on my channel on Twitch, I guess. Welcome back, guys. We have a few people in chat already, which is awesome. So I'm gonna let you guys have some time to tune properly in. But today we are back here at the harbor, or actually not back. Let me rephrase that. We haven't been here on a live stream already. This is the first time we are working in the port of Sangra'Qur during a stream. So this is just welcome, I guess. But welcome back to Sangra'Qur. Alright. We have Ember also in chat. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Since, well, actually, we have streamed from the harbor. We built this on stream, didn't we? The tax collector. Hey, Xpera. I'm doing good, pretty good. How are you doing? Yeah, we have played or built on live stream from this place. But yeah, since that time, I have gone ahead and just added tons of more houses here. A lot of stuff just completely populating this area here, along here. But I've also worked a little bit more on the walls. And as per you guys' suggestion, I have added some turrets to the wall here, and they look pretty awesome. I kind of like them. Thank you, Xpera. And the idea here is that they could fill this up, or the back here up, with some kind of oil and ignite it, and then have like these bellows here to push it out and kind of mostly for just scaring people. But if you have a ship coming pretty close here, or people trying to climb the wall, you could just like spit fire on them. But probably mostly just to warn people, like a battleship coming up to the wall here, you could just spit some fire at them and it would be pretty scary. So I've added some of these along this wall. And I've also done the exact same on this other wall here. And I think that turned out great. It frames the harbor pretty well as well. Today I am not entirely sure what we will do. We have two alternatives, and I think I'll let you guys kind of help me with deciding on what to do. One alternative is to work on something here, and that is apartments for fishermen. So fishermen coming in here, loading off fish and selling it at the Grand Bazaar, which will be just like up here from the harbor. I think this sign is Bazaar, yeah. So there will be a great bazaar in this area here just behind. I'm kind of imagining that as you exit the harbor, you get straight into the bazaar, and then the main road kind of splits the bazaar in two. And we have big fishing markets and stuff like that. So the people would, or fishermen would come in here and load off their fish and go sell it at the bazaar. So that's pretty cool. So that's one alternative, to build like an apartment building. Not entirely sure how we would do that, but a bigger building here in this. It's a pretty big open rectangular area here, like from this building and all the way over to this structure here. So yeah, it can be pretty big. Or we can build, or try to build, a ship. A ship is much more difficult, but it might be interesting. But yeah, I'll let you guys have a few seconds to think before we decide on anything. But we could start, at least try to build this ship that will be laying right here. And when it comes to the ship of this place, I'm thinking that it would make sense to have ships from all over the world. So we would have some ships that goes with more of a galleon kind of style, like similar to the ones that are docked in Osterham. But we could also go for more similar to the ones at the military fort over here. Let me show you. Right over here. Some of the smaller boats, so we could have a few in a similar style, I guess, as these for local fishermen and stuff. But then have bigger trading ships of a similar style, but also of different styles, like ships exporting from this place, or leaving Sangra'Qur with goods and going to all over the world, and also ships coming to Sangra'Qur from all over the world. So it's going to be a wide variety of ships here. So guys, what do you reckon would be most fun to build in today's stream? I'm open for really anything. How big would these apartments be though? I'm imagining that they would take up all of the spot that is left here, so it would be like a diagonal part here. It's going to be like a weird looking building, but maybe a diagonal goes out to like there. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, but you can send them later. Does Januk think the apartment type of building would be cool? Yeah, let's start with that and we'll see how far we get. So it is always a little tricky, but I believe that maybe we can. That is enough space, right? I think we settled on later will be in a month. Oh, right, okay. Well. I think we settled on at least 7 blocks from the edge here, so we can have cars and stuff move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we have more than enough space here. So let's bring that over to about here, and then bring that over like that. Also, guys, I have decided, after a lot of pressure from you guys, to build like some docks that we can dock ships to fix them. I'm not entirely settled on that exact, but imagine like hard out docks here. Like we dig out all of this and have water in it, so you could dock your ship in here, and then people could like fix it easier. Like the thing is, I don't have like a perfect spot for it, but I like the idea. So yeah, we could put it here. So for now, I've set up a little marker here for that, for some almost maybe even dry docks. Who knows? But some kind of docks. If not, they will have to be over here. It might not fit, but we will build a shipyard over here. So maybe we actually skip all of that over there eventually and just have a shipyard here where you can go and fix your ship. So we will see. I've also decided to, yeah, we have this tower here that defends, and then we will have a chain which spans across the harbor here, so you could lock it off during nighttime, so there's no like enemy warships coming in and just taking everything. So a chain here will be tightened up and protecting, or yeah, sealing off the harbor during nighttime or war and stuff like that. All right. I'm imagining that we probably should have a little separation between these, so we can have a stair that leads up. And I kind of like the way this bigger building here work, where we have like different levels. So probably we'll have like one level and have some more buildings on top of that. It looked pretty cool, I think, like this one. So let's just, we could actually have, let's imagine we have a stair that leads up here. That will then connect to like here. But also to this section. This will be for will be an apartment for fishermen. That is the idea here. A place for the people working out at sea to live. So we will have just apartments for them. They don't need like to have a profession store. So there will be smaller, simpler apartments with easy access to the port. Hey, port boys! Porpy man, I'm pretty good, thank you. How are you? For those of you who've been tuning out to the streams lately, my broken rib is today. It's the first day in a while where it hasn't been painful. So I'm doing pretty good. Feel like a new man. I haven't checked it, but just because from what I've read, you don't really have to check if your rib is broken because they can't do really anything about it. So, but I'm pretty sure I broke my rib 3 weeks ago during some go-kart sessions with work, and been hurting for 3 weeks. But today is the first day that it's not painful. I can still feel it, but it's not painful. Well, I managed to... Oh, hello to Razor Dawn and Hervcraft as well. I managed to just miscalculate the speed into a turn during some little go-kart fun event with work. And you know how it is when you're like, it's all your co-workers, we're all happy, having fun, racing each other, and it just gets, more and more speed and rougher turns, and eventually I just miscalculated, went straight into the side, and lost my breath and everything. All right, I think this is cool. So let's just imagine that. It was very fun, and I didn't really like there and then. It just felt like a hard crash, and as I've said, I'm used to that. I'm an old snowboarder and skateboarder. I'm used to getting some rough falls and hurting a lot. But so it just continued racing. I think I raced for like half an hour more after that. But just the day after, I knew, no, this is not good. I knew something wasn't wrong, or something was wrong. But yeah, it was a lot of fun though. So yeah, let's pretend or imagine that this will be all flat, and we can actually have some apartments in the bottom here, but also some on the top. And I kind of want to have like a small separated garden in the middle here. Yeah, the biggest problem with the ribs is just like everyday things, like turning over in bed and picking up small stuff, like just picking up my bag for work. That stuff hurts. Not like other things that are heavier. It's just like the everyday things. But I have a vacation coming up in a week's time, so after that I'm pretty sure I will be all recovered. We are leaving for Morocco, me and my wife. and we will just live on an all-inclusive hotel and relax and heal. So that's gonna be nice. So in a week's time, next Monday, I won't be streaming because I'm on my way south. Yeah, let's have one. I'm trying to just make this like modular, not modular, that's the wrong word. To have like distinct individual boxes for housings. Let's have one like that on the diagonal here. Have you been up to something fun lately, Porpy? Some fun projects? Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And then we'll have like a fence here. The stair leads up to here. Let's have this be an apartment that goes all the way like that, and then you can have another one. We can have multiple here, by the way. Those are the fun ones, right? The month-long projects. The ones where if you don't see the end at all. But that's cool to see you're still working on that. I haven't been keeping up too much, but I'll try to pop by whenever I see a video or something. Yeah, I bet how like I've always wanted to try myself on some mod making. Believe mod is such a cool mod, and it would be interesting to try to make my own mod, just because I am a programmer, so I think like that section wouldn't be the hard one, but I've never tried to make mods. But I've like debate or I've wanted this like some simple tools for building I'd love to make. But I'm just never, I don't have the time because I feel like I need to prioritize my spare time on Minecraft or making videos and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this is cool. We have one large apartment, two smaller ones, another fairly big one. It wouldn't be difficult. If I ever reach a proper dry spot for my inspiration and stuff, I might try to do some modding stuff. It would be really fun to either do some like great building tools. I worked on, no, it wasn't a mod, that was just a plugin. When I was working with, for those who don't know, I have a master in artificial intelligence. So when I was learning myself to program generative AI, like making pictures and text and stuff like that, I actually wrote a bot. It didn't work, or it worked a little bit, but it was never finished properly. But a little bot for generating Minecraft builds, or a little AI thing, where I just fed it a lot of my builds, and it just read the block IDs in 3 dimensions and kind of generated a picture like a picture generator does right now. But it never worked properly, but no, it was a fun idea. Maybe that would be a cool mod to... You could feed it some of your own builds and then just have it generate more. Oh, that would be fun, man. That would be a lot of fun. Could do a tour or something. I'll hit you up if I ever have the time or remember. But feel free to hit me up as well, man. If you see me online and want a tour or something. That would be fun. Another massive revamp. That means I have to update my server again. Let's just start building, I guess. Like, too much planning will never work. I always wing these kind of things. So let's find out how we shall build. This block for a base, I like that. This one, yeah, let's use that one. Yeah, I know, it's crazy how I have so many other content creators and builders I have like dates with to check out each other's builds, but we just forget. And we're also busy with our own things that let's start recording. That we, as soon as we're not like reminded of it, we forget and we're just zoning in on our own things. Especially me, I forget a lot of stuff. But I don't forget important things because I write that down. But like hobby things and stuff, I just quickly lose all focus when I'm playing Minecraft for just a project at hand. Let's fill this up right here. Yeah, and same here. By the way, guys, today I am drinking homemade cider, hard cider, from apples in my backyard. So cheers. Or it's probably more of what's it called? When you mix beer and cider in the fermentation process. That is called not a cider, that's mead and cider. I can't remember. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Legendary Porpy. Let's stack up 3. Oh no. Because you get some insight, and it's fun just like talking to other creators, because you get people that kind of understand you in a way. Especially I've found that when I've been talking to other YouTubers and things, like we have the same issues. So I recommend talking to people. Now I'd love to talk to you as well, man. If we ever remember. Replace 35-1 con. Is that the right one? Yep. Whoops. Stack 3 down. Perfect. There we go. And we can just do some word lit on this one as well. Has anyone made plans for Christmas already? That's one of the things I'm noticing a lot after getting married is all the Christmas... Oh, whoops. All Christmas stuff has to be planned much earlier. When I was single and lived by myself, like I always went back to my parents' place for Christmas, and all the Christmas decoration stuff. It just happened whenever I had the time. But now we like have to plan like tomorrow or next Sunday we will put out that or take down the Christmas tree, and we will visit that family on that day and that family on that day, and yeah, there's a lot more organizing now. Not sure if anyone else had noticed that, but used to be a lot simpler. But I don't mind. I liked actually having stuff planned. To know that I have something to go to every day, or like I don't like just having nothing planned. So it's not that bad. Yeah, we can do that, right? Fill this in. Yep. That is really cool. Yeah, right. I bet I was probably at as many Christmas parties and things before I got married, but I just didn't know. It was just like waking up and my mom calling me like, we're going to that family today, or we're visiting them today. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come over. But now I have to know like exactly where to be at what day. So that's changed. Actually, let's... There we go. Hey, Smiley. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Should we have a stair leading up to this? I think so. I think that would be nice. And maybe for this building here, we'll do a little border or something. Is this directional? I don't think so. Is that cool? It kind of fits, right? And then we'll do, just because this is the only bigger exposed section that is flat, or like not on an angle, we'll use that to add like a little bit of an extra detailed window. I'm not sold on... I am also building off stream, yeah. I'm building most off stream. And that is just because me as a person, I get really... this is always tricky for me to explain to people that aren't similar to me. I figure. I get so tired from a stream. In a good way. I think it's a lot of fun. But my social battery just runs out. And it's weird because I'm not really social. I'm sitting in my own home, in my own little office, just talking to people, but just like myself. And still I get really tired from it. But I'm a very introverted person. I like being social, but I get so tired from it. So streaming more than once a week is just unbearable for me. So I think it's I found a nice balance now, streaming every Monday and then just doing the rest of building as it fits me. Yeah. And usually I don't have like a lot of time to build anymore, but I have like an hour here, like probably an hour or two every other day, and then occasionally I'll have more time. So it's like it's not ideal to stream on, but for Mondays I've set like Monday I stream. So every Monday I have set up time for that. So yeah, I do quite a bit of building actually, and I actually build a lot faster when I'm alone, when I'm not talking to you guys. Not sure if that is weird or not, but yeah, when I zone in and build, I build super fast. No. Vertical slab is the one I want. Yeah, endlessly distracting us. But I think that's what I've realized. I've been streaming every Monday for more or less. Like it's been days where just I'm not able, but more or less every Monday for a couple of months now, since summer. And I've realized how helpful it is, like getting ideas in real time. Like all of you guys are really good at coming with ideas in the Discord and leaving ideas there, but we're not able to really discuss them. And whenever like one of you guys leave a comment there, whoops, it's just part of history far up in the chat because people will talk about something else. But on stream here, we're able to step back, look at your suggestion, imagine how it would look, and we can discuss it like more freely, I guess. And I find that has been very helpful. And I think I feel like you guys are more invested as well in the project, which is great. I feel like there's more activity in the related chats in my Discord, and a lot of people coming for every stream. So I feel like it's been very helpful for me. Even though I build probably slower, I feel like the inspiration kind of counterparts that a little bit. We should add shutters, that's important. What color? Guys, I'll give you 10 seconds to come up with a color for the shutters for this place before I decide on one. There we go. Dark brown. That's not really a color. We need something colorful. But hello there, 3D Bullis Voyage. We need something colorful. All the other houses have like red and green and blue and stuff like that. Hello, Salty Bread as well. We need a color that just tells the freshness of this place. Dark brown isn't ideal. Yellow, we can go for yellow. That was the first suggestion that comment, so it will be yellow. Nope, not the bathhouse, but that's a good idea. I have that planned for over there. Yellow shutters it is. I haven't used a lot of yellow shutters, I think. This right here, my friend, is an apartment complex for fishermen that work at sea. So this is, yeah, just residential for people working in the harbor and on the boats and stuff. And it's probably going to act as a storage building as well. I'm imagining that maybe here we will have a couple of storage things. Oops. Yeah, that could be cool as well. Maybe we can have that in the front, a couple of stalls for selling or drying fish in the front here. But as I said, I want a little bit of a garden in the middle here, but I think what I'm gonna do is to have imagine something, or not imagine, you'll look at it right now. Oops, something like that. And we can have some vegetation there, and it will be like a nice little place for them up here. And we will have the mandatory palm tree. We have so many palm trees in this place, and honestly, I have had an obsession with palm trees since I was a kid. I remember the first time traveling to hotter climates as a kid, and just seeing a palm tree in real life, it was so surreal. And since, or even before that, I've had this obsession with palm trees. So there's so many palm trees, you can see them all over the place. And it just adds such a vibe to this place. Oh, a communal kitchen! I love that idea. Yes, there will be a communal kitchen. Oh man. Let's end the recording there. I think we've done enough. Communal kitchen, yes. Yes. Where though? Let's make the communal kitchen down here at the base. So let's get a sign. So I can just write that down. Hello sign. There we go. Oh man, I love that idea. Again, perfect example of why having you guys on stream, even though you distract me a little bit, we come up with some good ideas. Or you guys come up with some good ideas. I guess I'm not gonna take credit for that. Yeah, I think that works. So communal kitchen down here would make sense, I think. And then we have apartments. So there's going to be 4 apartments on the top, then 1 down here, and then some big storage areas where they can, like shared storage, where they can store fishing nets, crates. What are they called? Fishing traps, I guess. Alright, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's just step back to see how that affects the bathing chamber. I think what we need as well is probably a shared solarium for this. And if you don't know what a solarium is, it's something we have made. I'm not entirely sure if solarium is a real word. It is in Norwegian. It means sunbed. Maybe it's also used for that in English. Does anyone know if solarium is an actual word in English? But the idea is for a solarium is an architectural feature we have decided, or we have added to Sangra'Qur, and it's basically these small towers on top of houses, and their entire purpose is to relax. So after a long day in the hot, dense, busy city of Sangra'Qur, you walk up here after the sun is like setting, it's getting cooler. You come up here, there's a fresh breeze. Like it's up here, it's open. You'll get cool down by the breeze, and you could sit up here, have a drink, or they even have like these shisha kind of smoking things. What they do. What I mean, Xpera, is if the word solarium is a real word in English. I have no clue. If it might be an actual word for that. I've just like, I don't know. Is solarium a word in English? So we could have probably, it's not a word in English. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, okay. Let's make a shared solarium up here then. And I'm imagining we will do that with some pillars, or just no. That is too rough. In Latin, it's probably a word, yeah. As I said, in Norwegian we use that word for sunbeds. Welcome back, Porpy. An idea for these solariums is a way of showing people, like you don't build a solarium when you build your house. You start by building a place to live, and then over time you build yourself a solarium. Oh, we could have a guild hall for different merchants. That's a good idea. Actually, let's just make this the guild hall. Fisherman Guild. And we can have for merchants as well. We can do this. Merchant Guild. And that can be like a collaboration with the inn we will have here. So they can sleep here, but they will have like a guild for themselves here. And maybe a shared open backyard area. Could be kind of cool. We are back again. Harbor time. Yes, harbor time it is. Can we do a cool dome on this thing? Let's try. I'm pretty sure we can't. Yeah, so that guilds is something actually we haven't added that many of, so that is something to keep in mind as we progress. I'm not so sure. Wouldn't the merchants have quite a large bill because of their influence? Maybe you think they should have a bigger one than the red one here? We can do that. That is the... I'm just talking about the top here. It is very weird, but also very cool. I kind of like it, and what we can do, just to get some variation, we can maybe do that. Nope. Don't like that. Nope. I think one color is better. Maybe do a slanted wooden roof right side of where Solarium is. We can do that, like over this side. It might look a little bit Tibetan, yeah. Let's TP. I have done it on some houses here, so I just want to see how I've done it here. That's still open at the bottom or in the middle. Here we have one. That's kind of a cool design. Here as well. Sangra'Qur is getting so big now that it's easier to warp around rather than actually just flying there. What if we do... Oops. Or let me just try a little something. I'm not so sure. We'll let it be for now, and we'll probably go back and change it a little bit. A small roof here though, but maybe do it with the cloth instead. Wood is scarce here in Sangra'Qur, so using wood for something they could use other materials for is not so commonly done, but a cloth roof could work. that works. Let's just step back a little bit. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll have multiple covered areas on this building here. I initially imagined that there would probably be a bigger cover. Let's say something like here. Yeah, we could do that and try to do. Oh yeah, thank you for asking, Beer. My weekend was very nice, actually. On Saturday, I was with my wife at like a comedy show of a Norwegian comedy group in the town where I'm at or live. That was very fun. Went out for some food and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm. It's been a while since I've been like out doing stuff, so that was a lot of fun. And on Sunday, I was over at some friend's house and we played some board games and had some good dinner and things like that. So I had a great weekend. How was yours? That looks really cool. Good suggestion. Yeah, I think that's gonna be nice. Like that, and just stack. No, that won't work. There we go. Stack one in that direction. Maybe even we could have one like on this one. Just we need to add a door to this place. And we can do well, I'll show you what's next door, Salty Bread. He said, what if you had an ice house somewhere in the port area? Ta-da! This is a small ice house. So yeah, we have that. And so what? Well, as long as the beer is good, everything else is good, right? What team do you support, man? If I may ask. I know it seems like they lost recently, but I bet you still support them. And by football, you mean soccer, right? The real football, not the weird American football thing. No, I've never watched the first one as well. I started. I was recommended it by some friends, but I don't know. Maybe I just didn't give it enough time, but it didn't feel like a show for me. But I am in dire need for some new shows to watch. I've tried to restart or rewatch Game of Thrones lately. I've started a couple of times, but just knowing the end, especially how bad it was, I find it really hard to commit to that. I've heard Foundation is pretty good. I don't have Apple Plus because I think it's on Apple, right? Apple TV Plus. But I recently got a new iPhone, and I believe there was like 3 months free Apple TV Plus on that, so I might try. At least if I can get the free stuff, because I have so many streaming services right now. Not only have all the international big ones like Netflix, HBO, Max, Disney Plus, I have all of those, probably more, but I have all the Norwegian ones as well. There's so many local Norwegian ones. Hey Darth Cat, how are you, man? Alright, maybe I'll give it another try then. See if I can get all the way to episode 3. Let's go in and add some gradients here. Because gradients... No. Yeah, there is a little bit of difference here. Yeah, I know, like, I'm also struggling to rewatch Game of Thrones. And it's sad. It's so sad because I was one of the biggest fans. In between episodes, I started watching when Game of Thrones was in season 3, and I caught up to season 4, and then like watched as it went. And I spent so many hours in between episodes, just like delving into the theories and reading up on the prophecies and things like that. And man, it was such a great time being like watching Game of Thrones as it unfolded was so fun, at least before the end. Hey, thank you, Elandria. Yeah, I like it. It's a little weird, but I think it fits this place here. And as we add more detail and life to it, I think it's going to look really cool. It's an apartment building. If you're just tuning in, for I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apartments and a communal kitchen and some storage and things for the people working out at sea. I'm doing pretty good myself, Cat, by the way. Thank you. If you were a little earlier, you'd had the chance to vote for what to build, but the vote ended on building the apartment houses. It was either this boat here or the apartment houses, and people wanted the apartment houses. I actually started One Piece. I'm not sure why I didn't finish that. I watched a couple of episodes on the real life action, real life stuff. I'm not sure why I fell off. Yeah, I love world building. So maybe that's something for me. we are slowly getting there. I feel like the difference in color between the off-white and the stained white isn't big enough compared to the actual white stucco. I feel like the middle one should be like more in between. If that makes sense. Just for like being able to do more smooth gradients with that would be pretty sweet. The Myros hype is real. I am struggling so hard not to start a new project right now. Both Myros I'm very inspired for, but also I know you have, and it's looking cool. I also want to do some like Osterham style again, so I'm very inspired for Talm, which I'll just show you on the map. Talm is gonna be a semi-big city built here, and I would really want to start it, but yeah, it wouldn't be ideal if I started. I'm very inspired for that, but also very inspired for Myros. But Myros is so big that I need to give that my entire attention. Doesn't mean we have to finish Sangra'Qur before, but if we take a long break, a couple of months away from Sangra'Qur, we could start Myros. But it's not a side project. We could do village fort. I'm imagining that Myros will mostly be just one big settlement though. Not like many smaller ones, just because of the architecture wouldn't really fit for smaller buildings. Galia Meria border. No, there won't be anything right here. You can kind of see in between the mountains here is where the border is. There wouldn't be anything right here. And it could be like some small settlements, just because there's a lot of nice farmland around here. And then the road would go from here over the river and join up with Rovitz here. And there's going to be probably one small settlement here at the bay where the river feeds out here. So there might be like a junction here, and like a small settlement with an inn and stuff at the junction. That's kind of true, yeah. Side projects are just bigger projects that's a little bit smaller. Yeah, we could do like a little fort or like a watch post or something on the border. That could be something. I also actually want to introduce more forests, like manually built forests. And one of the ideas I have is actually to build this area. Since we're already on it, let's take a little break from building. This area over here. Could you send that, Beer? I'm not sure what you're referencing. Yeah, so I'm imagining that we could have... So this is like you can see Lunden over there and Rovitz over there. And kind of build a forest in here. I think that would be kind of cool to have the road go through like a dense forest, and then we can have like a small lumberjack, as Xpera suggests here, and just have some forest, because we lack forest, like actual forest. The only forests we have are like the ones in Warp TP, well, Darton Hall, yeah, that's the one. There's like these small beech forests around the place. So yeah, I'm imagining like a big dense forest, and maybe even like some fantasy stuff, like having some elven huts or like a magical tree or something. Could be kind of fun, and that would be a project in itself, like building the forest. But we have a ton of these small... Oh, that's Lunden right there. of these small like beech forests around here. But it would be fun to do like a bigger, older, more dense forest. By the way, the London Castle is looking pretty awesome. I love this small mural on the side there. I should do a proper world tour soon. Just walking over all the different projects we have. That is very true, Salty Bread. Oh, London was such a fun project. I kind of missed this one. Or, we finished it, so it's not really anything to miss, but the vibe from this place is surreal. I think, yeah, the castle, but also I think the small town of London is also one of my best work, I think. With how it's built around the river here. And all the different houses, and the style we got here is just so cozy. Oh. Actually, home TP Sangra'Qur port. Leiden is yeah, I guess I haven't written it out for you guys. It's written with an E and an I. Leiden. But yeah, that's gonna be probably a little bit similar to London. London is the same religion as the rest of Myria. Isn't there a church? Not a church, but a temple? No, there might actually not be. It's not supposed to be that, Beer, and it's actually written the same. It's written like this. That's how it's written, but I've realized there is a place, an actual place called that, but I had no idea when I named the capital. Is it unreadable on the map? It might be. Oh yeah, why is that so unreadable? That's really weird. All the red ones are impossible to read. Maybe we should go back for a quick build now. I'll leave London. I don't want to reopen that again. But maybe we can build like a temple in the forest, shared by Rovitz and London. Yeah, like back in the day, they were all the same kingdom, so it kind of would make sense. And then if we build a massive forest here, we can have an old, like almost ruined temple in the middle of the forest. That could look pretty like gloomy and stuff. Okay, should we start with the little communal kitchen thing here? Yeah, like an old maybe a place, and maybe people still find it. Well, I guess yeah, it's kind of true that it's likely that they would fight over it. Maybe it can still be on Meria, the Meria side, so Lunden still uses it, but Rovitz has made their own because there is a temple in Rovitz. So maybe that's the lore they used to share, and after the breakup, the breakup of the dynasty, they had their own, or got their own, or Meria kept the temple, and it's falling apart and kind of overgrown. What do we need for... hello there, Fodoslav. What do we need for a communal kitchen? I'm imagining several furnaces. Or some kind of ovens. And then... just some areas to prepare the food, right? That should be enough. Let's have one big... oh yeah. Well, let's say bye-bye to the window and have one big chimney coming up here. So imagine a cafeteria. So we want places for them to sit in here as well, or just prepare the food. Because I'm imagining that they just prepare the food here, and then they go up either to their own houses or up to the covered areas on the roof to eat. All right, yeah. I think what we'll do is to have just purely preparing food down here, and then we will have multiple sections of sitting up here. So we'll have one big here, and we can have other seating areas on this flat area here. So they don't sit inside the kitchen and eat. Just to separate that a little bit. And how will we do the furnaces up here? Or ovens? Can we do... That's not looking that good. That's true. If we have place, we can have some seating areas as well. All right, let's just do something like that. I can bring it all the way up like that. I think that works. And we will do a nice vaulted ceiling inside here. Yep, something like that. And we can also have like a fire pit for a big pot. That could look pretty cool. We can build a big clay-like pot. And we need to hold that somehow. But what if we just do something like that? And then the rest will just be like cupboards and things to prepare the food on. I'm not completely Beer asks if I would ever meet up with fans and subscribers, and honestly, it's not something I wouldn't do. But I'm just imagining. First of all, like I've never had anyone come up to me, like recognizing me from YouTube and Twitch and stuff. So it would be. I just don't imagine there wouldn't be that many on a meetup, because I wouldn't travel to like one of the big European cities just to have a meetup like that. But if people ever see me in real life, feel free to stop by and we can sure take a beer or something like that. But I just arranging a meetup, I'm just afraid that I arrange it and there's like one guy who meets up. well, it's actually not true. I know some of, or I've met some of you guys, but most of them I know like personally. And it's kind of good. Like, it feels, I imagine it's pretty stressful having people stop you all the time, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, I just feel like if I were to arrange a meetup, it could be just awkward and not many, or not really anyone meeting up. But let's send the question back. Would you guys be interested in a meetup? And if so, would people actually meet up? Something I would be probably more interested in would have to be like a community meetup of just conquest people in general. So not just me, but like everyone who's into that, and have several other YouTubers joining as well. I think that could probably be more realistic. Yeah, that's the thing. If I came to Copenhagen, but like there's people all over the world, and I can't visit every other town just to have a meetup. So people would have to come to me, unless there was like an event, a big event I was at. Like if I was in London or Berlin or New York and whatever. I'm not sure what cities and what places I have the most viewers from, but I think America has the most. Yeah, it's the thing. Like it's hard to travel all the way to Norway, so I don't think I'm ever gonna arrange it unless I am like at Minecon or something like that. Oslo is pretty far from here. It's 4 hours away. It's not super long, but 4 hours drive from here. Yeah, a world tour where I meet one fan in every country. That'd be fun. But sure, if I ever am at like a big international place where I'm more likely to meet people, I could arrange a little meetup. But again, I feel like maybe meetups can be pretty awkward as well. I just imagine myself at a meetup. Like, you guys know me pretty well, or a little bit at least, but I don't know you at all. Like, apart from the little bits we talk here, but I've never seen you, and don't really know much about you. And it's similar to when I have like talked to YouTubers that's way bigger than me, YouTubers that I've been like fans of myself, or still am fans of though, but YouTubers that I've been looking up to for a while, and then I get to meet them, and it's just a little awkward sometimes. Because the relationship is so unbalanced, because I expect you to look like a Ragnarok. Kratos showing up. Sure thing, man. One of you know the other one a lot more than the other one. Let's do a little apartment here. Yeah, imagine, like, I'm a pretty big nerd, and I guess I can be a little awkward. And I'm just imagining maybe there's some of you guys, or yeah, some of you guys are even more awkward and nerdy than me. It's going to be an awkward evening. I might be. Can I? Let me check where the people are. I think I should be able to see that pretty easily. Can I see 20% of my viewers are from America, and then from Germany, and then Britain. So if I were to have the biggest chance of meeting any one of you, I guess Germany would be the best one, because that's pretty close and America is so big. But yeah, it's not something I'm aiming for. But it would be fun, and as I said, if you ever by any chance see me, please stop me, and we can have a drink or just chat, whatever we want to. You're part of that 20%. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so now we can kind of set the standards of how these apartments should look like. I'm imagining just a couple of beds and some seating areas and like some small stuff, but they have a kitchen, so we don't need that, and we don't need a profession, so it's just like a place for the family to sleep. Whoops. Castle though. Oh, that's something I could do, like if I ever went on a castle inspiration spree down Europe and meet people at the different castles. That would be kind of fun. I have been on one such trip in the past, but no meetups though, but like traveling down Europe in car to different areas with castles. So I might do that again. I've never been to Dover, so that's on my bucket list. Let's do something like this in a small, like one of these lounge areas we have. I actually have. I was pretty set on actually studying architecture in Oslo after high school or college. College. Like, we don't have the exact one-to-one translations from the Norwegian school system to the American one, but I was pretty set on actually becoming an architect. And I have done, as to say, I'm pretty in video game dev. I mean, oh. Well, let's answer the first question that I thought you asked, but probably clearly you had something else in mind, but I was pretty set on becoming an architect for a while, and I had my school and stuff figured out. But I kind of realized that the architecture of today is so boring compared to what I like older traditional styles, and being forced to. I just realized that I will never be an architect that, or I could, but the likelihood of me like drawing the next Sydney Opera House or the next Burj Khalifa or Oslo Opera House or whatever, like those iconic, beautiful, beautiful modern buildings, that I like that kind of style. I just realized I will very likely not do that, and I'll end up just drawing up these blocky, plain, modern apartment houses, and I'd rather spend my spare time on architecture that I love, so medieval, traditional, Victorian, and that sort of stuff, rather than being forced into like architecture I don't really appreciate. So I decided to just let it go, and I realized I had a talent for programming and computer science, so that was a pretty easy pick for me. But for video game, I have actually thought that if I had the chance to work with a video game developer, I think that would be fun to create some sort of probably not, well, architecture as well, but probably mostly world building, like creating maps and coming up with town names and lore, and just kind of what I do here, but just more of the world building and less of the actual designing. I like the designing as well, but I think it would be fun to have a team with me and then create just the lore. So that's something I definitely have been thinking about, but yeah, that's what you're doing with me now. That's pretty weird, being an architect and never designed, but I bet like you end up in that, or you just end up drawing the same house over and over again because it's one of those stock houses you can just buy from a catalog, and you just have to redesign it a little bit because they want a bigger window or a smaller window, and I don't see the purpose in that as an architect myself. If you have that job and find it giving and awesome, kudos to you. But for me, I feels a little, it wouldn't allow me to be creative, and not being allowed to be like creative and stuff, and I don't know. So I just made a choice there that architecture will be a hobby for me. And I guess it has been, since I've been rocking the YouTube thing for a while now. Oh yeah, I bet it's hard to get a job as well, especially if you want to be like at a well-known or a bigger architectural company. Oh, that's awesome, man. Being an architect, as I said, I'd love to be an architect working on skyscrapers or like iconic buildings that just like gives you an entirely new experience. Hello, Manso. What's up? Maybe we should have some drying racks for fish all the way up here, because they're all fishermen. But I think I'm glad that I decided to not work as an architect. But it would still be fun to have tried it. But you know, I'm very happy with the work I have now, and I make some good money, and I'm doing pretty well. So I don't have a big incentive to change my profession right now. Yeah, Minecraft has been my creative outlet for a while, and I need that. Just like tell people around me, they know that I actually need to play Minecraft, or I don't need to play Minecraft, but I need to do something. And it has been drawing in the past. I did a lot of drawing when I was younger, but I just have to have some sort of creative hobby that I can just like completely like involve myself in, like get just completely zone out and live in that world for a little while. Something I just need to re-energize myself. Yes, Spear, that's true. Well, not entirely, but that was a big inspiration. When I saw the Game of Thrones scenes from Marine, I just knew I had to build something like that once. So I did. Oops. And I think having some sort of creative outlet is so important. I think a lot of people nowadays end up with a very regular, not so creative life. You have a work or a job that doesn't really require you to be creative in a way. And when you get home, you just sit in front of the computer, or just, you know, every day is very similar, and you don't, like, my days are also very similar, but I'm being creative and thinking out something or creating something that for me feels purposeful. And just having something, it can be knitting or drawing, writing. I think writing is probably very good for a lot of people. And just a way of doing something that is not just work and existing in a way. Smiley asks what books, TV series I find has the best world building, and that's a good question. I am a big fan of the Song of Ice and Fire universe. And what I like there the most is the mystique of it all, like how it even seems like the author doesn't know exactly what's going on. And if you look into it, I'm not sure how far into it, but there's like this, one example can be this slippery rock, or black slippery rock, that is found different places. It's found in the chair in the throne in the Iron Islands is built out of this black obsidian, then slippery kind of rock. But then they found it somewhere completely else, and he indicates that this rock might be magical, but who knows? I think that sort of world building is awesome. So I think that's really cool. Of course, Lord of the Rings has also pretty good world building. That's a pretty easy answer, I guess. Apart from that, what other games or series and whatever? Yeah, I really like world building where it feels real, it feels grounded. And I think World of Ice and Fire in a way does that, where most of the magic stuff you hear about, it's it's from the perspective of the people living in the world, it's magical, but from the perspective of the reader, it could be just a myth. And that's exactly how medieval world was for us. Like, we believed in trolls and Bigfoot and dragons and stuff, and like, we still don't know exactly, but it's likely it's not true. So I like that type of world building, but just pure fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, where it's just like there is elves, there is this and that, and the gods are real and things like that. It's also pretty fun. Yeah, exactly. That my variant of the Kraken in Saros is exactly taken from that type of world building, where the people in your world has their own version, and that version is partially true but partially not true as well. And I think that just leaving the reader wanting more and trying to figure out themselves what it is, but it has to be like, just like it can't be like some fantasy worlds like Harry Potter. I like Harry Potter, but the fantasy doesn't make sense, or the magic, because they will just leave out some stuff, and it's just because it's not relevant, and then they can just fill it in with whatever they want later on, and it doesn't make sense to what's happened in the past or earlier and whatever. It has to make sense, it has to be grounded, and it has to be foreshadowed in a way. Victorian is pretty cool, yeah. Let me think. Have I read anything else or watched any series that has some good world building? I can't come up with anyone right now. June is probably good as well. I've never read them and never really like gotten too much into it, but I think June has some good world building as well. No worries, Xpera. We're about to end the stream soon anyway, so I'm glad that you stopped by, and I will see you later, man. Yeah, what other big world building stuff is there? That's so true, Beer. Exactly. Like, it's just like we have this. It's a joke in Norway, and I think it applies to the rest of the world. So basically, one guy was out fishing and he got a fish, and he told his friends about it. And then a year later, it was a pretty big fish. And a year later, he asked his friends, "Did I tell you about the fish I caught a year ago?" And they're like, "Yeah, how big is it now?" Because fishermen, they will, everything they see, they will just magnify it every time they explain it. Like, the fish was this big, and then, you know, every time they tell about the fish, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they overdo it so much. The Witcher is also pretty good, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. Hello, Jimmy boy. How are you? But I like world building. There's a nice subreddit on Reddit, obviously, called World Building, where a lot of people share their maps and creatures and lore and stuff they have created, and it's quite fun. It's a recommended subreddit if you like that sort of fantasy stuff. A lot of very talented people there. Oh, Novigrad is awesome, yeah. Well, we have a couple of minutes left. I'm going to finish off the top of this building. and then I will end the stream today. So you missed most of it, sadly, man, but you will be able to watch the replay, but also tune in for the next one. Let's see what looks like. Farming stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A fish-related joke. Yeah. That's. I think all the Norwegian jokes are about fish or fishermen. Or snow. In mountains. Alright. Got that done. We have been streaming for 2 hours, guys. I think it's about time for us to end today's stream. It was a lot of fun, and I'm very happy with what we have built today. I really like that, and we had some great feedback and ideas as well coming from you guys, which was awesome. I'm just gonna get to Jimmy Boy's commentary quick since he joined a little late, but that's unfortunate. So I love world building too. Made me start studying history. Oh yeah, history is so interesting, and after I started interesting myself in world building, I kind of want to do that myself, and reading up on just Wikipedia articles and stuff is fun. Yeah, don't spend too much time on world building. Start placing some blocks and you can do the world building as you go, kind of. But good luck with that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. I will see all of you later. Check out my YouTube channel if you haven't, and tune in next Monday. No, next Monday. Next Monday I will be gone, but after that sometime. I will see you guys. Bye bye.